Every day, we unlock our phones and open our laptops to instantly connect to what we all know as the internet. It has become a vital part of our daily lives. We use it to connect with friends and family worldwide, stream our favorite movies, programs, YouTube or TikTok videos, order products and services, and catch up on the day's news. But lurking just beneath the surface of the internet lies something called the dark web. It sounds sinister, and in many ways, it is. Operating in the dark corners of the internet, the dark web is a separate and far more nefarious network where illicit and illegal activity is commonplace. It is a hidden and unregulated space, a black market without oversight and regulation. But it didn't start that way. The dark web gained prominence in the late 2000s, but the technology itself dates to the early 1990s when the US government deployed it in a US Navy laboratory, allegedly to communicate with its network of spies around the world. Researchers, however, realized the open source platform, coupled with the anonymous nature of the network, could be used for other means, namely a place for human rights advocates and activists to pass along information that would otherwise be censored. However, it snowballed into what it has become today, a place where questionable individuals and criminal organizations can conduct their business far from prying eyes, anonymously, without fear or threat of incarceration. That's good news for cybercriminals, but bad news for legitimate businesses everywhere. How easy is it to access the dark web? Despite the cloak and dagger narrative surrounding the dark web, it's not the mysterious online space it used to be. Gaining access is relatively simple, requiring only an internet connection and easily obtained software. Anonymizing networks, such as TOR, are open-source software that you can download for free. Tor is short for the Onion Router. Onion routing is a way to counter traffic analysis, a common form of internet surveillance. Like the many layers of an onion, it gives users many layers of encryption to protect their privacy and security. Tor acts as an overlay network and is one of the largest anonymizing networks available. It's believed it has more than 2 million active users connected to it. As technology continues to improve and evolve, it has allowed the dark web to not only survive, but thrive, sustaining itself longer than ever before. Since its inception, the dark web economy has grown exponentially, although it's unclear just how much money flows through the network. Cybersecurity experts believe as much as $1 billion in transactions were made in 2019. What most can agree on is that business is booming, and for many dark web consumers, the currency of choice to complete their transactions is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin, is digital money that exists solely online with no centralized authority like a bank or other financial institution to manage or maintain the value of the currency. The anonymity and flexibility of cryptocurrency are what make it a preferred payment method. It allows buyers and sellers to complete a transaction without knowing who the other one is. Some cryptocurrencies are more anonymous than others. With the proliferation of cryptocurrencies and an almost mainstream acceptance of them, it's unlikely any other form of currency will replace cryptocurrency on the dark web. It would be easy to dismiss the dark web as an anomaly. If it doesn't operate within the business norms of society, so it's easy to ignore it. But the dark web does pose threats to businesses, particularly those tasked with protecting the personal information of their customers, users, or clients. Demand for skilled cybercriminals is high, and the services they can offer are fueling the dark web economy. It's estimated that most of the posts on the dark web are from people looking to contract hackers, either to hack websites or to gain access to a user or client database. It's a cybercriminal gig economy for those who have the tools and the talent to get the job done. Perhaps the most sought-after service on the dark web is form jacking. It's a type of cyber attack where hackers inject malicious code onto a web page form, often the payment page form. When shoppers enter their payment information, usually a credit card number and other personal information like name, address, and phone number, the code hijacks that information and sends it wherever it has been ordered to go. It's estimated more than 4,800 unique websites a month are compromised by form-jacking code. What's the going rate for this type of cybercrime? Anywhere from $50 to $2,000. For the individual that has had their cards compromised, it can lead to headaches and hassles as they discover their card has been hacked, exploited, and maxed out. It costs them time and money as they work with their financial institutions to get their credit restored. But the cost to the business is likely much higher in bad publicity, digital security upgrades, and potential legal costs, to name just a few. The list goes on, and some businesses may never recover. It's not an easy task for law enforcement to police the dark web, but more forces are taking steps to monitor and arrest those engaged in illegal activities on the dark web. There are open-source data collection tools that can be used to scour the dark web for information that would give investigators a better idea of the interactions happening there. In 2015, Interpol announced it offered its officers a dedicated dark web training program, and both the FBI and NSA have teams that monitor dark web activities to understand potential threats. But the dark web's anonymity keeps many law enforcement agencies largely unaware of its existence or unable to properly conduct a thorough investigation into criminal activities, even as cybercrime impacts their jurisdictions regularly. How do legitimate businesses combat the threat from bad actors operating on the dark web that are trying to steal your company's confidential information or its client and customer data? Often, companies manage their cyber defense strategy by preparing for a threat they don't know is coming or what form it will take, be it an information breach, a denial of service attack, or whatever else. Picture it this way. You're a boxer fighting in a pitch-black ring, and your opponent is wearing night vision goggles. Instead of wildly swinging in the hopes of connecting, the trend now is towards a strategy of determining where the attack is coming from and avoiding taking one on the chin. The first step to better protect your business is to understand that your business, and every other business, no matter the size, can be and is a target. The second step is to develop a simple plan to help you decide how you want to measure the threat to your business. Once you understand the different risks to your business, be it loss of confidential information, disruption to your business operations, or financial losses, then you can develop ways to reduce that risk. Here are some strategies to consider. Teach your employees about cybersecurity and best practices. 95% of all attacks start with a click on a malicious link, downloading an infected file, or weak or non-existent passwords and credentials management. Develop regular simulation exercises, such as tabletop, red team, and pen testing to keep your team on its toes. Assess your risk and critical assets and implement a strong cybersecurity strategy. Have a monitoring service review all events within the context of your business and adapt your policies accordingly. Purchase the right security tools and install them properly. Constantly and consistently monitor and control all critical assets and infrastructure. Regularly review all cyber threat intelligence to better predict and prepare for incoming threats, and keep an eye on your digital footprint. Is it all doom and gloom on the dark web? Not necessarily. Yes, the anonymity provided by the dark web allows bad actors looking to make a quick buck to commit a variety of cybercrimes. Despite the focus on illicit and illegal activities, there are some positives to anonymity. Just because someone wants to be anonymous doesn't make them a criminal. The dark web has also provided a haven to journalists, whistleblowers, and human rights activists whose lives could be in danger if they went public. The New York Times is also on the dark web, making itself available as a Tor Onion service in 2017. It allows people all over the world to read its content, which may be blocked in some countries. It also allows readers to avoid any local network monitoring because they just care about their online privacy. We'll likely see more legitimate websites build a dark web presence in the years ahead. The future of the dark web is unclear, but trends indicate it's continuing to grow and shows no signs of slowing down. For those operating in the shadows of the dark web, they are constantly finding new ways to anonymously communicate with one another, to hack, to steal, and to monetize their skills. They play a cat-and-mouse game with authorities, and somehow manage to always be one step ahead. For businesses and individuals, it's important to know the threats ahead of time, and that means being informed about what's happening in the shadow world of the dark web. There are resources available online that allow you to remain in step with the dark web and to take the necessary precautions. Provided there is demand for what's being offered on the dark web, it likely won't disappear anytime soon.